This training module regards MaxFunL categories when used for entering data that will then be manually transcribed into Model N or other of our Principals databases or CRMs. We have several principles that do this. We're going to start out looking at Alpha and Omega. So we'll look at one of their opportunities, go into the company multi-view, single click up here. I'm going to type Alpha. There's Alpha and Omega. Here are their devices. We'll just take a look at the top one on the list here. Open it up, and this is what the screen looks like. Very similar to all the other screens. Here's some Alpha and Omega specific fields they asked for with specific manufacturing locations and then the type of product. That's something specific to them. The thing that we're going to talk mainly about actually is this yellow field down here. Adding change notes and the account manager updated button. Because what happens is we need to let our inside salespeople know exactly what fields are updated so they can manually transcribe them into Alpha and Omega's design opportunity tracker, their DOT they call it, Alpha and Omega dot mirror. So this is a mirror of their system. So this is what our inside salespeople see. It takes your data that you entered in this tab and basically just reformats it into this format, which looks quite similar to Alpha and Omega's online database here. They generate quotes off this, they track our progress on this, and that kind of a thing. So the data that you enter gets entered in there, and all sorts of people within Alpha and Omega have access then to see the data. All right, so the process for updating these is exactly like updating other records. Ideally, what you want to do is start in the project. You can access the project data from the company multi-view, or if you want, from the person multi-view. Typically, however, doing monthly reports, you'd update it from the MaxFunL multi-view. So basically, you want to open up a project, update the data, whether the EAU needs updating, production date has slipped. Keep in mind the fields you updated. And then when that's done, open up an individual device. Make your changes here as well. If you need to update comments, do it with a convention, put in the date and initial stamp here. So 1307 would be 2013, July, then AG for Alan Germain, whose record this is, space, dash, space, and then type in your comments here. And then any field you update here, and then also on the project level, make note down here that that you've made those changes. And again, put your the date stamp and your initials here. And then also remember to click the Account Manager Updated button, because that then gets synchronized to the inside salespeople's computers, and they have a view that's filtered that this button has been pushed, that you've made some updates, and then they can mirror them. The reason you want to make specific comments here is so they don't have to compare field by field, go back and forth between this record here, this is the view they use, and here, and make sure everything matches. They'll be given some hints by you on what you've updated. All right, so that's the main process. When you're not done updating this, save it. I'm going to cancel it because this is live data, and then open the next one and work on down the list, updating this data just like we do everywhere else. We'll take a look real quickly here at the form used for microchip. Kind of grab any device we want here. Same thing, the yellow fields down here is what we talked about. Here we see Tim Green, he changed production, noted the volume, made comments, and that kind of thing. And then here also is my timestamp that I updated Model N with his updates, and I unclicked this AM updated button to show that it's been updated in Model N. So this is what the Inside Sales tab looks like, and again it reflects, here we go, very similar, the layout and the names and everything as what Microchip has in their fields. And then finally we'll take a quick peek at Marvell. I'm just clicked up here, type Marvell, and there's Marvell. And the same thing here, it's a brand new opportunity. The only thing that's been changed is that Tina Ivy added this to Model N and unclicked this here. So again, this is the field that you would typically enter data into, and then this is the field that inside salespeople use to enter into Marvell's Model N Mirror, into their system using this Model N Mirror tab. One last thing I need to talk about is that for each of these categories, when you hit save, a pop-up will show up. I'm going to go to one of mine. Whoops, I guess I don't have any at this point. Just to give an example here, I'll change one of the AccuWeb items here. Just kind of a silly change here. I'm just going to put here 1307DM. Moving along, something like that. Here I'm going to put, no real change here, so 1307DM comments. I'll change the production date too. Or I'll change the price. Not an $8 part. We found out it's actually quoted price is $7.50. So I made note of that. Click AM updated. Now when I hit save, this little pop-up here, I guess I got the volume down, it usually makes a little beep too. It says, did you update the yellow change notes? And I can click yes I did. And if I didn't, I'd be whoops, nope, I didn't, and then the item will reopen. It gives me a chance to update that. So please pay attention to those pop-ups. Get in the habit of doing things correctly, and they're a little bit of an annoyance, but they assure that our data will be accurate and that everyone will be able to work efficiently. So that concludes the training module on mirroring MaxFunL data into our manufacturer's CRMs.